Hi, I'm Jen Leo, also known as BitCuriousMom, and I'm so lucky to be sitting here in Berlin with Drew Harding of Pillar. And guess what? I get a first look at the new Pillar Smart Wallet. Thanks for letting me do this, Drew.
Of course.
All right, so I get to create a whole new wallet, and today I'm going to be BitCurious in Berlin.
Yes. So this is your we've modified the onboarding a little bit, so you can do like the terms and conditions and privacy policy like right at this stage.
Okay,
So you gotta
great. So we
agree
don't
with
have to
both of
do
those.
that
Yep.
later.
So this is a permission state screen.
Access permissions, feature permissions, and collected data.
That's your permissions. Yep.
Okay.
Create pin codes. So for this, you might just want to do like a 11111 since we're doing a test. Like maybe because it's up to you.
It's not my normal pin. All right, the screen is saying, yes, it takes time to load. There are many things going on.
And my favorite.
Decentralization isn't easy. Yes, it takes time to load.
All right.
Okay. Please ensure you back up your wallet now.
So you're essentially going into the standard flow now, which is you've created a key-based or an external account or address rather,
Okay.
externally owned address. So what I can do is actually send you both some ETH and some Pillar,
Great.
and then we'll use that to migrate you into a smart wallet.
When people are first starting their wallet,
Is it now smart wallet? So I'm gonna actually so like let's take a step back.
all right, try again.
So she's counterfactual right away. Wow. That actually wait, let me take a
Impression of the product.
woo, this is actually a pretty cool for
This looks
me
different
to
from
me
my
see-
normal wallet.
So the really cool part is, first of all, you're gonna notice completely new UI. And this is gonna be for everybody, not just people who do like a new wallet creation, but everybody's gonna see like a new UI, new screens and everything. What has actually just occurred is you have been counterfactually deployed into your new smart contract account, and what that means, taking away some of the jargon, is one of the recent updates, the recent Ethereum fork, it allowed for us and other dApps to basically deploy a smart contract create a smart contract without deploying it actually onto mainnet. So you can actually have an address now, you can receive funds, but in order to actually enable the sending side, you have to
Okay.
deploy the account. So what I'll do is actually send you both some ETH and some Pillar, and that will show you the flow also on how you get onto the PPN, the Pillar Payment Network.
First question.
Sure.
When people are first starting, say that this is the first Pillar wallet they're downloading.
Sure.
Is this what they're going to see?
Yes, likely this will be first screen. This will be what they'll receive from a feature and functionality.
So they're not starting with the key wallet anymore.
A key is created,
Okay.
but we are going to basically encourage, and the way it's designed, putting the user in a smart contract-based account first. So instead of depositing funds into a key or to an externally owned account or address, they're going to be immediately put into the smart contract and the smart wallet because of the security benefits, the recovery benefits, and a lot of the other functionality that's enabled by that. So this is really an evolution of a crypto wallet from an industry perspective as well.
Great.
And really taking advantage of Ethereum's benefits in total.
So I just kind of want to let them know what's different, right?
Sure.
So the first thing that I see is Wallet Connect. Right away, Wallet Connect and the Connect QR symbol is right there front and center. The same thing that we had before, all of the activity, transactions, and social is still there, but it's empty right now since this is a new wallet.
Right.
And then on the bottom, it's switched around just a tiny bit. It looks the same, but it's switched around. Home is on the left, then assets, which used to be on the left, and people and exchange.
Right.
Right there. So exchange is on the homepage now.
Right. So Exchange being essentially our single service at the moment. We're highlighting it first and foremost. As services
Great.
grow out, as you've gotten a bit of a sneak peek into one that may be coming shortly to the platform, that'll likely become services, and exchange will be one that just lives under that tab.
So when I'm FOMOing and I need the tokens that I must have,
Just don't want it to die. Yeah.
I front and center, homepage.
There you
There's
go.
the exchange.
Yep.
I don't even have to go looking for it. Okay, so now what's next?
Okay, so let me send some tokens and some Ethereum, some Pillar tokens and some Ethereum to you, and then we'll explore the next piece of the puzzle, I guess.
This is exciting.
See, I look so vibrant as a result. So a lot of this too, it probably won't be so clean. We'll have more empty state information, but as we're in kind of more of a product testing mode right now, some of the luxuries have been.
His wallet has the badges. Mine does not.
You can also see transaction history. Filtering works the same. Also, my avatar up in the left-hand corner. One thing you might be able to, or you can also see is we have kind of a new look for users. We can
Wow.
also see that there's a link to another device, which is something that's coming very, very soon. And
Tell me about that.
So we are exploring what we believe will probably be the easiest and most intuitive way for users to back up or create recovery mechanism for their wallet, and this is empowered by being a smart contract wallet, and that is to link another device. So we're exploring creating a mini web app similar to like a web.monzo that has very limited features and functionality, allow you to be kind of an independent key manager that lives on another device that you also own. A lot of people don't own two phones directly, but a computer and a phone is a lot more common, so we're thinking that's going to be one of the best options.
Exciting.
Yeah. You can also see that user settings and also some of the other functionality that would be
Spending limits?
correct.
What's that?
So again, another feature that's empowered by smart contracts is the ability to limit a specific user or key to a spending limit in one transaction, also within a 24-hour period.
Really?
You could do all sorts of interesting things.
That's
and-
coming in the new update?
So we're going to be rolling out smart contract support first, and then working on a lot of the secondary support that's enabled, the features and functionality enabled by smart contracts coming up after that. But yes, that is
These are
coming.
things that I didn't even know was coming.
Okay, yes, this is fully coming. Obviously, we're as the UI has changed, we've also thought through like future functionality, including PDL, personal data locker, and identity management, and how attestations, where those will live, and that kind of functionality. So
Pillar's been talking about the personal data locker forever.
it's
But is
true.
this the first time we're seeing it in the wallet?
So the functionality is not yet enabled, but this new UI again thinks through, because we've had to essentially what I'm in now is a user specific setting, whereas
Okay.
before we were kind of looking at more of just like an overall global settings.
Sure.
As the app gets honestly more complex, as functionality and features are added to it, the entire UI has to change in order to support that and to enable basically things like where identity will live separate from how you will manage transaction specific actions. and
Drew,
all sorts of things.
these
So-
are things that I've heard you talking about. I didn't know they were going to be coming this soon.
So yeah, we've a lot of work's been put into this. We're really excited. A lot of various partners that have done this and collaborated on this with us. So we're super excited. So back to the message at hand. Let's send you. Well, I guess first I need to look for the newly joined. There you are. You're looking a little boring though. I think we. Here, I can't look at the pin. You might have to add an avatar. What do you think?
To mine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
All right.
All right.
So yeah, just where that
Right?
new area I showed you.
Okay.
So
So click on the image.
so you just basically that's a selector of
Okay.
one account. So maybe
How do
go
I
to,
hit the
you'll
camera?
go to the settings of
Okay.
that specific user. Go into your
User.
user settings.
There we go.
There you are.
Confirm. Yep, that's me.
I'm also gonna send you an invitation link real quick. Oh, look at that. Someone just got connection invite.
Do I have to put this in?
No, of course not.
No?
You don't have to do anything. You are in control of your pillar.
So
pillar
I don't have
world.
to add my email if I don't want to.
It might be required for certain features and functionality down the line, but right now nothing is required.
So I don't. It asks for my country, but I don't have to add my country.
No.
I don't.
No.
Wow. So why would it ask for these things if I don't have to give them?
It might be more about your interest in sharing certain pieces of information to various users. So
Okay.
you might meet a business contact where you want to share maybe your email, but you don't want to share your phone number. But having all the information stored locally on your device, it gives you the ability to quickly share that, in your control. So
Got it.
you're not giving this info to us. This is a way for you to input and manage that information locally.
I think that's really important to know because when people enter information,
Sure.
they assume it's going to the provider.
Right.
So pretty
yeah.
cool. We
Yeah.
can move on without me adding my email.
Yep.
There you are.
There I am.
Okay, so it doesn't say connect, which in the old wallet did.
Well-
It's just the X as in cancel or the check as in
Accept.
Accept. Okay.
Right.
All right, we're connected. Send me some money.
And I got a toast. You're showing up in my contacts. Send you some money.
Are there minimums? So is there a minimum first deposit?
Not necessarily. You have to consider that just with naturally with like network costs, gas costs. If you're not sending enough, it's gonna get tricky.
So I need a couple bucks worth of Ethereum in order to send my pillar around. Or other tokens.
Yes. Or Ether itself.
Oh, I love this. Look what I just saw. Support is in the top nav. That's fantastic. So in the old wallet, you used to have to go to home and then the question mark. You'd have to know that the question mark meant that's where you would go to get our 24/7 support. And now support's just right there. That's a great change.
Yeah.
That reduces steps and makes things more efficient.
The global settings are also still on home, right next to up in support. Yeah, we're quite proud and we've really been able to move at a faster pace and really get our users more involved in the conversation of the whole product development by our 24/7 support. Having those guys be on the front lines and answer questions, always be available for people who need, have troubles, especially with now the new exchange functionality. It's been incredibly useful, and we're really happy to be one of the few crypto wallets that has such a feature. So
I'm really excited about this being front and center. So now I'm going to go to my assets page and watch it show up. Oh my gosh. So on the assets page, the new assets page, right there, new in green with a button, buy tokens with a credit card. How fast can I expect it to come through?
Well, we're in the middle of a park in Berlin at the moment, on
a hot
spot. But we're gonna see. It looks like the Ethereum transaction has successfully gone through on my side.
Can you adjust speeds when you're sending tokens or?
Yes, you can. So when you get
Did
some of this over in your side, so it looks like.
What's the default setting and what speed did you send it to me on?
I intentionally put it on fast to kind
Okay.
of make sure that we'll be able to transact quickly here, but
How much more expensive is fast than normal?
depends on the state of the network at the time. It's usually looking like a times 2 or up to a times 5
Okay.
of a normal, and that amount is dependent on network health and whatnot.
So normally I would see any activity under all or transactions.
As you'll notice, there you go. Yeah,
Okay.
as I'm about to explain, this is good actually. So, on the asset screen, yeah, of course, there's two new buttons right below your assets, both deploy Smart Wallet and buy tokens with credit card, which you just pointed out. There's also up in the right-hand side, you'll see a selector. So yeah, let's.
And the default says Smart Wallet.
It does.
Is this my new Smart Wallet?
You've been in it the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if I toggle that button, we see an Ethereum key wallet.
Right.
Okay? Should I click on that?
Sure.
There's my money.
There's your money.
Okay, so that actually was pretty fast.
Yeah.
I was just in the wrong area.
Right.
Okay.
So this is and this is a little bit of also how the UI is changing. So there's a need to now manage basically multiple wallets and multiple places where you can make transactions depending on where those assets are stored and how they're controlled. And then also when we move over to the Pillar Payment Network, when you're in that kind of world, you're basically managing asset transfers from like a completely different place as well.
Okay, so for the person who hasn't started with Pillar yet, what's the difference between a key wallet and the smart wallet? Because they're coming in new,
Sure.
and it defaults to the smart.
Of course. So a key-based wallet is also known as an externally owned address, and it's typical to how Bitcoin works, where the assets are controlled by, secured by a key. That key is often represented by a mnemonic phrase or abstracted into a mnemonic phrase, like a 12-word backup.
Sure.
But essentially, the assets are stored with or secured by the key. So it's kind of analogous, and I've used this before, to a prepaid card, where there's money loaded onto it. If you lose it, there's no way to really recover it.
Right.
It's completely tied to the card. In this case, the key. So the smart wallet, it's an address that's backed up by code that allows enhanced functionality, most commonly known, or most commonly being the recovery options. So you can link multiple keys in the form of independent devices, including your hardware wallets, or like we talked about earlier, a simple web-based app. And then you can also do things like spending limits, which you saw earlier. So
Yes.
these are features and functionality that are enabled by the smart wallet.
Okay.
So that's the difference, the main difference between these things. But I expect we're going to see smart wallets specific to any kind of a platform, Ethereum in this case, that has smart contract functionality, be very, very dominant in the future.
All right, Drew. So so now I have money in my key wallet.
Correct.
What do I do if I want to put it in my smart wallet?
So similar to like before, you would click on the asset.
Okay. I have 0.03 ETH.
You do.
Okay.
So
Send to myself. So there it is. Wow. Let's do that again. Okay. So here's my Ethereum. I have my Ethereum. If I want to move it from my key wallet to my smart wallet, all I have to do is hit send, and then right there is my own wallet. I don't have to plug in an address. I don't have to copy and paste anything. It's just right there, and it knows it's me.
Yeah, we automatically map the key to the wallet. So we try and make this. We understand essentially that a lot of our users, our current users, they are on key-based wallets. So we want to make the transition to the new smart contract and the smart wallet as seamless as possible.
And so we're going to move the pillar first. Send all. Love that button. Next, confirm transaction. Pin, magic. Okay. So now we have the red negative 100 section. That lets us know red is outgoing,
Right.
green is incoming. Okay, so now can I go back to my main page of assets?
All right.
Pillar's gone.
Yep.
That was really fast.
And a little bit of ETH's been taken out for that gas. So
0.01.
it's probably less than that. It's just because of how the numbers are truncated, essentially. Right.
Okay,
Right.
so now when I'm sending my Ethereum over to my smart wallet, will it know automatically how much to take out for the gas, or do I have to guess?
No, so when it's migrating over, you'll notice it'll take out a little anticipating the gas. But that's what also put us in a... If we do this before we move our tokens, we'll also not have enough to be able to handle the network costs.
So should I move it, or should I just leave it in there?
You can move it if you'd like.
Okay.
It's up to you. It's yours now.
All right. Okay, so now what do we want to do? I'm still in Key Wallet.
Right.
So should we move over to Smart Wallet?
Sure.
Okay. Now I just click on Ethereum Smart Wallet. Now beneath that, so there's settings for each of them, for the Key Wallet and the Smart Wallet.
That's correct.
And then what's this beneath it? Pillar Network.
That is the PPN, the Pillar Payment Network.
That's coming out at the same time?
Right. Yeah.
Does it feel
Of
like
course.
Christmas? Feels like Christmas.
Of course.
Okay, so let's do the smart wallet. What do I do with this?
Well, the smart wallet and the Pillar Payment Network are very closely connected. Essentially, the smart contract or the smart wallet enables access to the PPN. So that will be your.
Okay, so now I'm in the smart wallet. What's this button? Deploy smart wallet.
So as I explained earlier, we have the ability to do is reserve an address, a smart contract address for our users. But for that to be actually become usable and actionable in terms of sending versus receiving assets, they need to deploy. So they need to actually spend a little gas and activate that account on mainnet.
Is this something I really need to know, Drew? Or do I just click the button and then I have magic powers?
That's the hope.
Okay. Hey, look at this. A whole new page I haven't seen. So here's the smart wallet, and this one actually has an entry page.
Right. So your question, we're trying to answer after the button click. Mm-hmm. So hopefully most people would have been like, "What is this?" Click in, and right away you kind of get what our designer has coined an insight page.
Okay, so it says, in order to enable sending assets from your smart wallet, it's needed to deploy smart contract first. There's a small fee for that. And then it has options to click. I don't have tokens, or I do have tokens.
Right. So what's great is now with the fiat on ramp, what we can do is actually direct user right back to purchasing tokens. In the case where I wasn't sitting next to you, or someone so gracious wasn't going to send some tokens over to help them get them on their way, right?
My Pillar Life Coach.
Sure, but if you come in completely fresh and you have, no other, you have no tokens essentially. This
Brand
is the
new.
way, exactly.
Brand new.
This is the way you could actually get right in without worrying about.
All right,
this.
well, I'm going to click on that, and then it takes me to the exchange, and it says I'm selling pounds, which you can click through to either euros or dollars, US dollars, and Ethereum. Okay, but I do have tokens, so let's go backwards.
Yep.
Deploy again. Here it is. I have tokens. Here's my tokens. Now what do I do? Smart wallet is being deployed now. Okay. You will be able to send assets once it's deployed. Current average waiting time is 4 minutes. I love that it tells me that.
Yeah.
You're laughing. Is
well,
this a short amount of time or a long amount of time?
It's always fun doing these demos during blockchain weeks because there's obviously an over average load on the network because of the activity, but you've been deployed.
It's done. That didn't take 4 minutes at all.
Yeah, the toast just popped up as well and said your account has now been deployed. In the way it looks, in form, it's very similar, but in function, the functionality that the underlying technology provides is much different. So you now have your Keybase wallet where you've migrated all your funds off that to your new smart wallet.
Okay.
And this is basically the world that we think most of our users will want to and prefer to live in because of the enhanced functionality.
Drew, I totally believe you that this is the world I want to live in, but it doesn't look that much different from the other one.
Exactly.
So what makes this wallet or window smarter than the last one I was in?
So if you go back to similar to how you were looking at the settings where it said enable spending limits,
Yes.
enable link another device, these are the things that underlying and behind. It is now the card, not the prepaid card, but the card that's tied to an account that is a recoverable thing if you lose that card. So it's that evolution of functionality.
Okay, now what are we going to do, Drew? I'm in the smart wallet.
As you saw, that wasn't the only new account that you have. You now have in your possession through the Pillar wallet.
Okay.
So maybe we should go check out exactly what that is.
So go to the home page.
Actually, back to your asset screen.
Okay.
And then up where you were toggling between key and smart, you also
Oh.
have now.
The new Pillar network
Right.
with another balance.
Correct.
Okay, let's check it out. Hey, there's even an emoji on here. So the Pillar Network section says instant, free, and private transactions with the sunglasses emoji. All right. And here's an entry screen. Pillar Network, store your assets in a personal smart contract and control access through an intuitive key management system. It's instant, it's free, it's private. Let's go to the Pillar tank. Okay, so I have a Pillar tank that's empty. Okay, look at this. So this is different. So now that I'm in the Pillar Network, the toggle has a red circle next to it. It has a little dot.
Right.
There were no dots next to key
Right.
and smart.
Right.
Okay, so that makes this one even more special. All right, now what do I do?
So that dot is actually indicative of kind of an active or an inactive state within the payment network.
Oh,
So
red is bad?
It just means that you essentially have no pillar in your tank. You need to fill up your gas or your tank.
So now do I need to send it from my smart wallet?
But we don't make it so you have to go back to your smart wallet for
We
this
can
one.
receive it?
If you see right there, there's a little top up button.
Yep, blue top up button.
There you go. So as I mentioned earlier, the smart wallet is connected directly with the PPN. So you're able to pull in, top up, and settle back synthetic assets and transactions that you receive on
Okay.
Pillar Payment.
So I think in this case, I'm going to put 3/4 into the Pillar tank and
Sounds good.
save a little bit in my smart wallet.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I've got 75. I'm hitting next. Fund Pillar tank. Success with my toast.
Yep.
All right.
So you'll notice also that the
And now it's
the dot-
green, not
exactly,
red.
yeah.
Okay, so now I'm green, good to go.
Right.
Okay, because I have. So what do I do with Pillar in my tank? What does that do for me?
So again, you have a new account, a new contract, a new wallet, I guess, that allows you to send to other people who are also on the PPN on layer 2. So now you're looking at no gas costs. Yeah.
No gas?
Yeah, instant. So that waiting, we've been and that confusion of, do I need to top up again?
Did
'Cause
I
I'm not
send?
sure.
Did I put enough
In
gas?
fact, now you're in on a layer 2 solution, a layer 2 payment network.
Okay, and that's special Ethereum terms?
It means the benefits, the primary benefits that a user would care about is free, instant, and private in the sense that as long as you're in the payment network, all the individual transactions you're making are between you and that other party. Only when you settle your final balances do those become like publicly on chain. It's like going to a bar, running up a tab.
Yes.
They overcharge you, they refund you some back.
Yes.
Maybe not all that is recorded and sent to the credit card processor. All they get is the final bill.
Got it.
Very similar.
Okay, but layer 2, I haven't heard that used too many times before. Is that a Pillar term or is that?
No, it's an industry term, I guess.
Okay.
Another name for this would be just a state channel.
Okay.
And yeah, this is our state channel solution.
Well, I will make sure we add that to our Pillarpedia.
All right.
Okay, so now I've got money in my tank. I'm going to try and send that to you. I can send that to you?
So I'm obviously your only contact.
My only contact. Okay.
So yeah, you can choose me.
All right. I'm going to send you 55. I'm going to hit that blue check mark this time, and I'm going to hit next. Confirm transaction.
Wait, before you do that.
Uh-oh.
No, it's fine. Go back real quick.
Yep.
What do you see right there? So
This is free.
right. So we're trying to highlight that at every turn, but what's about to occur essentially, is happening as a layer 2, meaning like on top of
Okay.
a secondary process to the main chain.
But why would you give out free transactions?
It's not that we're giving out as much as the technology that has been built enables and allows for that, as well as some other very cool things which will also.
So do I have to have a certain amount of money in my tank in order to enable this free transaction?
You have to have Pillar in your tank. It basically
Okay.
is what powers your ability to send these things, and that also.
So can I send Ethereum for free too?
Yes, which is interesting because.
By just having Pillar in the tank?
Correct.
Does it take it out of my Pillar?
Yes, it pulls from your Pillar tank.
If I have both Ethereum and Pillar, and I want to send my brother some Ethereum, but I'm using the PPN, and I have
he's
Pillar in
using
my
the
tank.
PPN.
Okay, so that's the trick.
Right.
Both parties have to have the PPN.
Correct. So all parties need to be participants in the payment network.
Okay.
Right.
So who's eating that fee? How does it just magically happen?
It's again without getting too technical. It's enabled by the technology of what state channels are. It opens basically a private payment channel between parties, which Pillar kind of sits in between to enable also these synthetic asset transfers. So allowing you to stake Pillar and pull from Pillar value to send Ether and other tokens, which hopefully in the near future will also include cross-chain such as Bitcoin.
So success. I just got my toast that said success. So you should have
I should.
some Pillar back at you.
All right. And you sent me how many?
55, I think.
All right. So, as you'll see, I have 58.5, of which 55 just came over from you. So we haven't. One thing we still need to do is map addresses for Pillar payment addresses to individuals. So I'm not seeing address. I would see from you essentially.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so you would see BitCurious in Berlin.
So what you'll notice also on my side, since you sent to me in this case, there's these little lightning bolts next to these, and they're also a different color.
All right.
So what we're trying to signify with that is these are synthetic assets. They're essentially balance markers that have been sent from you to me in this case, or
Okay.
between people who are participating. And it's only when an individual settles out and puts those assets back on main chain does that balance get settled.
So
and
all
printed.
this is sort of happening on a Pillar chain?
Essentially on a balance sheet,
Okay.
a digital balance sheet, if you will.
But could you withdraw them if you wanted to?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have to keep them?
Nope. You have to have some Pillar stake to participate, but these assets also, you'll see that the tank and what you've staked to your tank are
Okay.
separate from actually the assets that I have, my synthetic assets that I have. in
I'm
my-
so excited about the free transfers. What do I have to do to get this? How much do I have to put in my Pillar tank to have it happen?
It's more about the more you stake, the more
The faster it is?
the more spending power you have in terms
Okay.
of, and in just like you, we're tremendously excited to be able to have free and instant transactions between ourselves, our peers, coworkers. So I'm gonna personally keep a large amount of my pillars in this because it allows me to do this quick transfer and free transfer back and forth. It essentially makes microtransactions and payments efficient because you don't have to worry about paying gas on every single
Sure.
one of those.
So what would be the minimum balance that you suggest?
At the current, it's equated to the fiat value because if you're sending also Ethereum, it's how many Pillar do you have? You see how the
Oh.
interrelationship.
Okay, so do I have to have the dollar value of as much Pillar in my tank as I'm sending?
Exactly.
Oh, I get it. Okay, so if I want to send somebody $20 worth of Ethereum
Right.
from my Pillar tank,
Yes.
no fee, super fast, I need to be staking $25 worth of Pillar
Exactly.
in my tank.
Exactly.
So you have to have a little bit more Pillar than what you're sending.
Well, because we're not taking a fee on each one of those.
Sure. So you send $20 worth of Ethereum. Let's say I have $25 worth of Pillar. I still have $25 worth of Pillar. It doesn't go anywhere.
It's deducted as you'll see down. So your Pillar balance has gone down a little bit. Your balance marker of that stake has been removed because it's been essentially sent over to me.
Okay, but that's because I sent you Pillar.
Correct.
Drew, this is so exciting.
Yeah.
What else do I need to know?
So what do you notice between yours and mine?
This is a much shinier, larger phone.
Well, definitely that. But is there a button that you maybe see that I have active that you don't?
What's that blue button?
There you go. So, because I have now synthetic pillars, balance marker of pillars in my, I might be able to.
Settle. It says settle.
Let me turn my
Lights on.
There
Turn
you
your
go.
lights on. There we go. Yours says settle.
I can actually, as you ask, do I have to keep it here? No. So I want to take these pillar that you've sent to me and maybe go send them to a friend or whatnot, but that needs to occur on main chain because maybe they're on a different wallet or whatever it may be. So I go to click settle, And what's interesting is you'll notice there's actually 3 different transactions here. And these are all independent transactions that were sent at different times by different people. You'll see actually the date marker by them, or the timestamp, I should say. And this one most recently was yours. So what's interesting is you can actually batch close transactions. So up to 5 at once, we could select and settle those back into my smart wallet and put them on main chain. So they now become usable in the general main chain.
I love that because it's such a time saver.
Right.
So if I'm in the Pillar Payment Network, I could literally say I was sending I wanted to get a bunch of friends in all at once, right? I could just 25 to you, 25 to you, 25 to you, and then go to settle and click, 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 and then it goes out all at once. I don't have to do it one at a time.
This is more on the redemption side.
Okay.
So these are all different transactions that I've actually received from other people. You don't actually have to settle to send. This is more like I have, for instance, I might need this 55, but I'd like to keep some of this other in the channel for whatever reason, because I'll likely be sending it back or whatever it may be.
So when you're settling something and you click that button that you want to settle the 55, where do you go? Where does it go?
So let's try that. So I'll just select that one, or maybe I'll here, just so we can see the change.
Why do I need a smart wallet if it seems like the Pillar Payment Network is the smart wallet?
That's a great question. One empowers the other, essentially from a technical perspective, but the ecosystem we're trying to create, the network we're trying to build, we expect that a lot of this, the transaction will occur on layer 2. Right now, the solution is mainly a peer-to-peer based thing, but in the future, as we onboard different services, and we encourage them to kind of live in the Pillar Payment Network world, which makes sense to them because they don't want to get hit with a 3% fee or any sort of a gas fee on all their transactions. It also enables, like I mentioned, microtransactions. So if you're selling small amounts of things, this makes a lot more sense from a merchant perspective.
Speaking of merchants, can I send by QR code?
To another wallet?
Yeah. Say it wasn't a friend, but it was actually a store.
So that store would have to be set up on the platform, but yes, we do have the ability to.
But let's say, say I go into a coffee shop and they accept Ethereum, but they don't have the Pillar Payment Network. Do I send them my Ethereum from my key wallet or my smart wallet? Because they can't use Pillar Payment.
Either. It depends where the value is stored. I would recommend that most of your assets are stored in your smart wallet because, again, of the security benefits and the backup and recovery mechanisms that it provides.
And is it faster, and can I send by QR code? You
can send by QR code. The key wallet and the smart wallet are the same in the sense of functionality. Mm-hmm. Or rather, I should say, they're the same in the sense of the network. So the on-chain transactions between both of them are going to be equivalent. It's not that one is necessarily faster. It's more that one is more secure.
All right.
Yeah.
I think the community is going to be super psyched about this.
Awesome. All right. So this is more on my side, but just for the purposes of... So I'm going to settle the most recent 2 receipts on my side.
Got it?
All right.
55 pillar and 0.5 pillar?
Yeah.
It can go tiny, huh?
Yeah, it's divisible just like any other token. You'll see this is a transaction fee for this one. Because what I'm doing is actually, this is an on-chain transaction because it's moving from off the Pillar Payment Network back into my smart contract.
Why would you want to do that? Why wouldn't you just leave it on the Pillar Payment Network?
Not everyone will be connected to our layer 2 solution. So in order to, it depends on the recipient being in the Pillar Payment Network. So if you're talking about transfers amongst other Pillar users,
sure,
then yes. Okay. But if you're talking about possibly like earlier when you wanted to buy the coffee, if that merchant is not on the Pillar Payment Network, you might want to grab back down that value, that ether, those pillars to then pay on chain to another area.
All right.
So I'm going to release the funds, and success. Settlement was successful. So now I'm waiting for that to clear into my smart wallet. So this is, again, an on-chain transaction, so it's probably going to take a little bit of time, depending on how the network is.
Well, while you were thinking,
So settlement process
Okay.
completed. So as you'll see now, I only have 3 synthetic pillar left in my pillar
Yep.
tag. And if I switch over to my smart wallet, you'll see that there's been a deposit to my smart wallet from the Pillar Payment Network of the 55.5 pillar.
Terrific.
And,
I think this is really exciting.
and that, in a nutshell, is both the entry into the new smart wallet and the how the basic nuts and bolts of our payment network will work. Likely to be a lot more UI addition and polishing, but
Sure.
we're extremely excited with where we are right now and what we've accomplished. So.
I'm Jen, BitCuriousMom, with Drew Harding here with Pillar in Berlin Blockchain Week, and I'm so excited to get the first sight of the smart wallet and the Pillar Payment Network. Congratulations, Drew.
Thank you. Thanks for being here to try it out with us. We really appreciate the support and coming all the way out to Berlin to be here and be a part of this.
Well, I can't wait to get the community involved. Signed up for that PPN so I can start sending y'all some money.
Looking forward to it.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.